Hello everyone, it's Rock Kryn, sometimes known as the Cosmic Boy. I just finished The Witcher. I know I'm way behind. I know I'm so far behind. I started watching it months ago and I don't know, a lot of stuff came up in my life. Things changed and they got better and now they're worse. And so I finished it off and I can tell you, yeah, go watch The Witcher. If you have a Netflix account, I don't. I'm using my buddy Eric's. And then I think his is his mom and dad's. It's just, I appreciate the ability to do this because, like I watched Extraction and Ozark. I posted videos about those two things. I'm not sure who. Someone has signal boosted my channel recently. I've got like a couple hundred more subscribers, which is weird as all hell. And some of my videos have gotten over 1,000 views recently. I'm not sure what's going on. But to whomever is doing this, I appreciate it. But this is about The Witcher, Season 1. I know that's Little Caesar. I still don't know how to do these thumbnails and stuff from my phone. I just don't know. But The Witcher Season 1 is amazing. I didn't really know exactly what was happening, because they do a lot of time jumping back and forth. But as the season coalesces near the end, it forms one coherent story. And, yeah, it's totally awesome. Standout characters, of course, are Geralt of Rivia and Yennefer and the Bard. I can't remember his name, but he's the Bard. Throw a coin to your Witcher. Yeah, he's awesome. But, there's an episode where Geralt has enough of him, and he tells him to piss the fuck off, and, well, hopefully he survived. I don't want to see him not come back for Season 2. But, yeah, The Witcher Season 1 is amazing. It's fantastic. It's not Game of Thrones. You're not going to get your Game of Thrones fix here. Game of Thrones ended on such a sour note. I don't know if that's exactly what you want. Anybody out there? I honestly don't know. The characters stay true to themselves. They're not like trying to be anybody that they aren't. I don't honestly know the characters. I never read the books. I only played Witcher 3 for a little while, and it just got so freaking sad I had to turn it off and never play it again. That's just me. I don't want anyone else to have that experience, but that was my experience with the game. But the gameplay was amazing. Graphics are amazing. The story is amazing. So play The Witcher 3 on PS4 or Xbox 360 or whatever. Not 360, Xbox One. So far behind on Microsoft products. Anyhow, the story, if I can break it down, and I can't, honestly, because it's so disjointed in the way they tell it. It's like a Quentin Tarantino movie. It's hard to tell exactly what the story is, but Geralt of Rivia is the Witcher. He kills monsters for money. And, towns will pay him to show up, and he shows up, and he kills their monster, and he brings it back on his horse. And they're like, well, we don't want to pay as much as we said we would. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Just give me what you can and put me up in a room in the local inn for a night and I'll be out of here. And they're like, yeah, cool. So he gives them the monster and then he takes off. And then there's Yennefer. And she is a deformed young lady working in a pig pen because, I don't know how smart she is either. Seems rather, unintelligent at the beginning of the show and physically deformed in the face areas. Much like I was when I was born. So, I kind of identify with this chick, but she is getting down with some boy and, I think it's the boy's father shows up. Like, what the fuck? And she teleports away. She has innate magic. She teleports home, and her parents are like all pissed off because she didn't get her chores done. And then an envoy from the Ministry of Magic, or whatever they're called in this world, shows up and like, no, we're taking your daughter. And the dad's like, we got to give us like 200 copper pieces or something because she's a good worker. And they're like, here's 10 gold, enjoy the rest of your lives. She's coming with us. It's kind of like Harry Potter, but without like, I'm just saying, like, and she goes and they start to train her in magic, but she's, a terrible student because she's either mentally deficient, but she is physically, like, there's something wrong with her face. Her nose is pointed north and her teeth are all messed up and shit, but that's not the point. This is Yennefer. She's a very, very important character in this series. I don't want to spoil anything, though. I want you guys to watch it. But, like at the time you're meeting these characters, these big characters, it goes to this country, Citra, and they're preparing for war. And they try to hide their daughter from someone. We don't see who exactly it is, but they do this. And then they go to war against Niflheim. Niflheim is trying to take over the whole world. And they attack Citra. And Citra has a warrior queen. And, they kick ass all the time. But Niflheim just brings overwhelming numbers. They just have they conquer a country and they conscript all the men into their army. If there's any wizards or mages or whatever they call them in this world, they are also indoctrinated into the world of Niflheim. Now, in this series, there's only one, a Niflheim wizard that I've seen so far. She's so incredibly powerful, though. Like, more so than anyone else. But, yeah, you watch the show, you'll see it. I don't want to spoil anything, like I said. Niflheim wants to take over the whole world. And as the story begins, Geralt and Yennefer, they're on their own adventures. It's all like a precursor to this war. And it took me a while to understand what was happening there, because you see what's happening in the war. You see what's happening with Ciri. You see what's happening, like, in real time, right? But Geralt and Yennefer's stories are happening in the past. And they lead up to the war in Citra. Well, not even the war in Citra. The war in Citra is over before they meet up. Anyhow, what I'm saying is, it might be a little confusing to the layman. I'm a layman. It was a lot confusing. But once it started to pay off in episodes 6, 7, and 8, I guess there's only 8 episodes. Thought there would be more, but yeah. The 8th episode, everything comes together. And it's freaking amazing. A lot of disjointed storytelling, because Geralt's story and Yennefer's story are in the past. Ciri's story is what's happening right now. And, she's trying to get away. She's got these guards that are trying to get her away from the fall of Citra. And, it doesn't matter. Her story's happening in real time, while Yennefer and Geralt's are happening simultaneous, but in the past, until they work their way up to the present. It's a really neat way to tell a story. And with that, I think I'm out. Witcher Season 1, totally amazing. If you have a Netflix account or a friend's Netflix account, watch it. It's fun. If you like fantasy and stuff. If you're not into that stuff, you're not going to dig it. But, I don't know, it's Henry Cavill as the Witcher. Girls out there watching my channel. he's a hunk, I guess, and Yennefer is a total babe after she does her, well, after she does her thing. But, you have to see it to believe it. And if you play the Witcher video games, you know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, this is the end of the video. If you like it, hit the like button. If you like this content, hit the subscribe button. And if you think any of your friends would like to see this video, share it with them. Peace.